the Book of Revelation, a book shrouded in mystery, steeped in symbolism. It speaks of a time of great upheaval, a time of divine judgment. At the heart of these apocalyptic prophecies ride the four horsemen, harbingers of the end times. They are figures of immense power, their presence a chilling portent of the chaos to come. For centuries they have haunted the human imagination, their images etched into our collective consciousness. These are not mere riders on horseback, they are embodiments of humanity's deepest fears: conquest, war, famine, and death. These are the forces that have shaped civilizations, toppled empires, and left countless souls in their wake. The four horsemen are not confined to the pages of ancient scripture. They stalk the battlefields, plague-ridden cities, and famine-stricken lands throughout history. Their story is not one of mere destruction, it is a tale of warning, a stark reminder of the fragility of human existence. This is the story of the four horsemen, a journey into the heart of the apocalypse. Let us begin by unraveling the mysteries they embody, exploring their origins, their symbolism, and their enduring impact on the human psyche. The first horseman emerges astride a white horse, a figure of both majesty and menace. In his hand he holds a bow, and upon his head rests a crown. This is the horseman of conquest, or as some believe, pestilence. He rides forth not as a conqueror of lands, but as a subjugator of nations. His arrows, swift and silent, spread not only physical defeat, but also the poison of fear and despair. Some interpretations see this rider as the embodiment of pestilence, a bringer of disease and plague. The white horse, a symbol of purity, becomes a terrifying irony, representing the swift and silent spread of sickness, leaving devastation in its wake. The crown he wears is a mocking reminder of the indiscriminate nature of disease, striking both the powerful and the powerless. Whether conquest or pestilence, this first horseman represents the breakdown of order, the unraveling of civilization. He is the harbinger of chaos, the first sign that the old world is crumbling, making way for the new, terrifying reality of the apocalypse. His arrival heralds a time of great upheaval, where the established structures of power and stability are shaken to their core. The ground trembles as the second horseman appears, mounted on a fiery red steed. In his hand he brandishes a great sword, its blade gleaming with a malevolent light. This is the horseman of war, his arrival a symphony of clashing steel and anguished cries. He is the embodiment of conflict, the personification of humanity's capacity for violence and destruction. Where the first horseman sowed the seeds of discord, the second reaps a bitter harvest in blood and fire. He is not a discerning warrior, caring little for the justifications of war or the intricate strategies of battle. His is a primal fury, an unbridled rage that consumes all in its path. The red of his horse is the color of bloodshed, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. He represents not just the physical violence of war, but also its insidious psychological effects. He is the bringer of fear and paranoia, the destroyer of trust and community. His presence shatters the fragile peace that binds humanity, leaving only the wreckage of broken lives and shattered dreams in his wake. A hush falls over the land as the third horseman rides forth, his presence as chilling as the grave. He sits astride a black horse, its gaunt frame mirroring the skeletal hand that holds a pair of scales. This is the horseman of famine, his arrival heralding a time of unimaginable suffering and despair. The scales he carries are not symbols of justice, but of cruel irony. They represent the imbalance that grips the land where food becomes a luxury few can afford. The black of his horse is the color of mourning, of empty fields and barren harvests. His presence brings with it the stench of starvation, the hollow-eyed gaze of the hungry. Famine is not merely the absence of food, it is the slow, agonizing erosion of hope. It is the gnawing hunger that consumes not just the body, but also the spirit. The horsemen's arrival signals a breakdown of the social order as desperation drives people to acts of unimaginable cruelty in their quest for survival. The final horseman emerges, his presence casting a pall over the ravaged land. He rides a pale horse, its colour the sickly hue of decay, of life draining away. This is the horseman of death, and his name is spoken not in whispers, but in the mournful silence that greets his arrival. He needs no weapon, for death is his very essence. He is followed by Hades, and together they claim dominion over the souls of the departed. His arrival is not a battle, but a harvest, the culmination of the devastation wrought by his brethren. The pale horse is a stark reminder of the inevitability of death, a chilling symbol of the end that awaits us all. Yet within this grim inevitability lies a strange paradox, for in the face of death all are equal. The powerful and the powerless, the rich and the poor, all must face the same ultimate fate. The horseman's presence serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, urging us to confront our own mortality. Section 6. Interpreting the Apocalypse, Diverse Perspectives. The Book of Revelation has fascinated and puzzled scholars for centuries. Interpretations range from literal prophecies to allegories of good and evil. Some see the four horsemen as symbols of universal forces, others view them as historical or future events. Section 7. The horsemen ride through art and culture. The imagery of the four horsemen, with its raw power and chilling symbolism, has transcended its biblical origins to permeate art, literature, music and popular culture for centuries. From medieval tapestries to Renaissance paintings, from classical literature to modern cinema, the horsemen have served as muses and metaphors, reflecting the anxieties and preoccupations of their respective eras. In visual arts, artists have depicted the horsemen in myriad styles, from the stylized iconography of medieval manuscripts to the dramatic realism of Renaissance paintings. Albrecht Dürer's iconic woodcut series, The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, captures the raw terror and destructive power of these figures. Literature, too, has embraced the apocalyptic imagery of the horsemen. Vicente Wood's The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse reimagines the riders as allegories for the horrors of World War I. Modern fantasy and science fiction writers have also drawn inspiration from the horsemen, adapting their symbolism to explore contemporary themes of war, famine, disease, and environmental collapse. Section 8. The enduring grip on the human psyche. The four horsemen, despite their ancient origins, retain a powerful hold on the human psyche. Their images evoke primal fears that are hardwired into our very being, the fear of the unknown, the fear of suffering, and the fear of death. They represent the forces of chaos and destruction that threaten to unravel the fabric of our carefully constructed world. In times of crisis and uncertainty, the spectre of the horseman looms large. Wars, famines, plagues, and natural disasters become stark reminders of our own vulnerability, of the fragility of human civilization in the face of overwhelming forces. The horsemen become symbols of the anxieties of their time, reflecting our deepest fears and uncertainties. Yet the enduring fascination with the horsemen goes beyond mere fear. There is a certain macabre allure to their power, a sense of awe at the sheer scale of destruction they represent. They remind us of the ephemeral nature of life, urging us to confront our own mortality and find meaning in the face of the inevitable. Section 9. Conclusion: Echoes of the Apocalypse in Modern Times. The echoes of the apocalypse reverberate with unsettling familiarity in our modern world. Global pandemics, climate change, political instability, and nuclear threats remind us of our world's fragility. The Four Horsemen seem to stalk our daily news, yet they offer a glimmer of hope and a call to action. They challenge us to build a more just and sustainable world. The Book of Revelation offers a message of hope. It speaks of a time when darkness will be vanquished and a new world will emerge.